What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. So not too long ago, I made a branded TEARLAMENTS combo video and deck profile, and you guys actually showed a lot of interest for the P.U.N.K version, which I personally believe is a little better. And the reason for that is because it gives you more options of being able to apply pressure with other kind of monsters from your extra deck, so not just fusions. Therefore, you can summon, synchro monsters, link monsters, Xyz monsters, maybe, even though even the other build can kind of make Time Thief or Doer still. It doesn't conflict with branded fusion. The Xiamen is actually a huge one-card combo. So yeah, D-Barrier not gonna be destroying you too much in this build. So this is actually an extremely good deck. Definitely tier 1 contender. That is not even to be discussed over. But yeah, I don't know how you guys actually feel about this deck. I will show you guys some combos today. 4 or 5 combos I forgot. And of course the deck profile tomorrow. But if this video can get to 1,000 likes, I will be making a live stream on this deck. And yeah, let's get right into it. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And for combo number 1, I have King of the Swamp, TEARLAMENTS Shaylin, Emergency Teleport, Meru, and DD Crow, and I am trying to play through 3 hand shops. So step number 1 is going to be Emergency Teleport to summon the Xiamen, and then use its effect. Usually we get Veilored first or the Imperm first. It depends on if your opponent is like really scared of triple tactic talents early on. Doesn't really matter that much though. I can still play the game, no problem. So King of the Swamp, search Depolymerization, and now Shaylin effect, discard the Meru, and I'm going to also be milling the Shaylin here. So yeah, Chainlink 1 and then Chainlink 2. My King of the Swamp is actually getting hit by DD Crow here, which forces me to use a monster from my hand or from the grave, but to summon a worse monster. Also could have DD Crow'd another TEARLAMENTS monster, doesn't really matter too much. And now I'm going to go Kid Kalos effect to search. That's going to be met with Imperm, otherwise I can just search Meta Noise and kind of play from there. Needle Fiber is going to be summoning what? Shadow Falco. This is actually really cool. And I still have Polymerization, so I can fuse the Shadow Falco as well as the Kid Kalos to make the wind up. Kid Kalos is going to be triggering its effect, send the Haffiness because I'm good at the game, man. Fuse for Dragostapelia, and just like that, even if you didn't draw or like mail a Shadow monster because of the fact that Needle Fiber can summon Shadow Falco, you can still have access to El Shadow Winda. And of course, if I had the ability to make Chaos Ruler, I would have a level 8 monster as well as a level 2 monster tuner, so I can make Baron on top of having a Shadow monster in the grave already to make the Winda. So this is actually a really, really good board. And sometimes you can get a hand shot like 65 times and still at least end on Dragostapelia and Winda because Polymerization doesn't really care too much about your opponent's hand traps. Unless, of course, you randomly get hit by Retaliating Sea, but at this point, your opponent is just good at the game. Alright, that's it for combo number 1. Let's get right into combo number 2 now. Combo number 2, I'm gonna have to play around an Ash or through an Ash. I have DD Crow, Ash, Shaylin, Reinoheart, and King of the Swamp. Very good hand. Normal summon the Reinoheart. This usually baits the Ash, but not always the Veiler. And the reason for that is because if your opponent holds the Veiler for the Kid Kalos, it actually kind of makes it so even if you have like another extender, you still can't make like another Kid Kalos to search again. You can make another Kid Kalos to use the other effect to like send and then revive back. That's still really good, but it's not like as good. So obviously Ash sometimes is actually worse than Veiler against TEARLAMENTS. It depends on the situation though. Anyways, King of the Swamp is going to be searching Poly, and now Poly using, you guessed it, 2 monsters that are TEARLAMENTS in order to make the Kid Kalos. So yeah, Chainlink 1 to search the Meta Noise, and then Chainlink 2 Shaylin, fuse for the Millenniumizer Strix so that further hand traps are no longer relevant, and Nibiru doesn't really do anything against this deck because all of your TEARLAMENTS monsters are going to be triggering their effects anyways. So yeah, send and then revive back the Reinoheart, send, mill a bunch of cards, Chainlink 1 Shadow Beast, Chainlink 2 Meru, fuse for Winda, and just like that I draw a card, which is Haffiness, which can be another potential source of interruption, as well as a live Meta Noise, and I'll be able to make like a Dragostapelia on my opponent's turn, Book of Moon, and I still have Winda, Millenniumizer Strict, Ash, and DD Crow, which is actually ridiculous. So this Ash basically never did anything, and trust me, people will definitely be Ashing Reinoheart, they will be Veiling Reinoheart. I'm already seeing it like everywhere on Dueling Book, so this is actually extremely realistic. We're not always going to pretend like my opponent knows every single card in my hand and does the absolute perfect move every single time. Alright, so hand number 3, I have Called by the Grave. And by the way, these are completely RNG hands. I'm not stacking anything. I'm not making it so that I always play through hand traps. I literally just drew random hands. And this, you know, was the result that I was getting. This hand is actually really cool. So I can go Terraforming for the field spell and now activate it to get my Reinoheart. And now I'm obviously now going to be using its effect. The Veiler, I'm going to let it resolve because I can play through it anyways. Shaylin would have gotten ashed, but I do have the Call by the Grave, so I can at least try to do something. So yeah, obviously I can resolve everything now. So Shen the Shadow Beast, and then draw one card, trigger the Meru because I keep milling freaking Tearlaments. I'm so good, man. Make Millenniumize Restrict, then go into Time Thief for Doer just so I can trigger the effect of Shaylin. And then Fuse for the Kid Kalos, going to obviously be searching the Meta Noise. And now going to be sending myself in order to revive back the Reno Heart. Mail 5 cards. If I mail a Tearlaments, then good. If not, then it doesn't matter too much. And this is still a really, really good board. Even if I didn't get like a hand shot a single time, it wouldn't have changed anything because usually against a lot of decks, this amount of interruptions is going to be like lethal because you can make a Winda again, pop a card because of the field spell. So this is actually really important. And then you have the Millenniumize Restrict, which can either steal a monster from your opponent's graveyard or field. It's a quick effect, so it's not just an anti-hand trap card. People usually used to always kind of go for this card in, you know, as an instant fusion target in Drytron and stuff like that. But it's way better than that if you can keep it around. And now, just like that, I'm negating the Gazelle and stealing it. So, really, really freaking cool card. And of course, I still have the El Shaddai Winda, the Off Phoenix, which is a potential source of interruption in case I get hit by Dark Ruler. Very important when you get to search like a Tearlaments monster or a Tearlaments card and you already have access to Meta Noise. You either go for a Salic so that you have double traps, or you go for Hafines because Hafines and the trap cards are just like the best recovery play. So this is actually extremely good. And yeah, that's it for this combo. Let's get right into the next one. This might actually be one of the most interesting ones so far. My hand is not great. I have double DD Crow, Ash, King of the Swamp, and Tearlaments Hafines, and I have to play through a Veiler. So what am I going to be doing here? It doesn't really look too good. I don't have any normal summons. What am I going to be doing? Activate Polymerization, Fuse for the DD Crew, as well as the Hafines for Mud Dragon of the Swamp. And this is where Mud Dragon of the Swamp shines so bright because against like Veiler and Imperm, look at what you can do. You use the effect of your Tearlaments in the grave, and then you chain Mud Dragon of the Swamp to transform it into a Dark Attribute monster, so that when you summon your Kid Kalos, look at this, my opponent will not be able to use Effect Veiler in order to negate my Kid Kalos, because Mud Dragon of the Swamp reads, your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with same attribute as this card with card effects. So yeah, this card is almost sometimes a baby Millenniumize Restrict. Not obviously, it's way worse, but yeah, you get the point. I'm searching the Reno Heart, and now I'm using the effect of Kid Kalos, send itself to the grave, summon the Reno Heart. This, however, will bait the Veiler, and now I'm going to be milling 5 cards still. And I got the Meru as well as Shadow Beast. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Not drawing the best card, but still, El Shaddai Winda, Time Thief for Doer. This is way more than enough considering the fact that my opening hand was bad, and I had to play through a Veiler. If I didn't get Veilered, I would have been able to make the Millenniumize Restrict anyways. So the Veiler wasn't a card that, was used incorrectly because there was basically nothing my opponent could have done. Which is funny because all I really needed to make this hand like way better was any starter or any good extender that isn't like another hand trap or something, because obviously this is not super ideal. But yeah, that's it for this one. Let's get right into the 5th and final combo. Okay, so this time I'm not playing through any hand traps. This is just a random hand that I wanted to test for fun. I have a lot of the P.U.N.K starters. Usually when I play against real humans, I get hand traps, so my P.U.N.K cards are more like hand trap magnets than actual cards that really resolve. But if they do resolve, look at how disgusting they can be. So Emergency Teleport is going to be summoning the Xiamen, and then Pace 6 feels extremely freaking great. Search the Deer Note, and now when you have the Foxy Tune and the Deer Note, you don't actually go for Foxy Tune, obviously you go for Deer Note, because that way you don't really lose to like Ash. You lose to Gamma, but I mean at this point must be nice. There's nothing I can do about it. Now you can make Chaos Ruler, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Again, my opponent can have the Veiler on the Chaos Ruler. It's not like the end of the world. Summon back the Xiamen, mill 5 freaking cards. Wow, Shaylin, Hafines, Ash, and DD Crow. Not bad at all. So Shaylin is going to be triggering its effect. Fuse using the Hafines there, and now get my Kid Kalos, so I can search the Meta Noise most likely. Yeah, card's freaking good. Needle Fiber is going to be summoning the Shadow Falco. And now Chaos Ruler effect, banish 2, revive itself back. Make the Baron, so at this point, if my opponent has like evenly, I'm going to have like an answer to it. So it's either I search the Crime with the Kid Kalos, or I search the Meta Noise. It really depends. Also, if you're going first, so obviously if you know that you're going to be going first in game 2, then you should actually be doing that. Anyways, now I go Kid Kalos, send itself, send back the Shaylin from my hand, and then mill 5 cards. I milled Meru and Hafines, goddamn. So double Fuse for Dragos Tapelia as well as El Shaddai Winda. Set 2 cards, and this is actually a massive board. I have so many threats that I could get hit by Dark Ruler and wouldn't really be the end of the world, because I still have the Meta Noise, which again is a Book of Moon, as well as another Fuse, so I can make another Drago Stepelia, and obviously I have Call by the Grave. This Needle Fiber could turn into Shooting Riser Dragon to send whatever, and then probably Quick Sync with the Shaylin in order to make the Omega, make my opponent lose another card, etc. I mean, the world really is your oyster. This deck has so many options that I'm really just scratching the surface right now. I'm not even showing you all the freaking things that you can do with this deck. This is for you to discover. So if you have any anything that you would like to share with us, you're more than welcome to leave any of your thoughts and discoveries in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon, and I'll see you actually tomorrow for the deck profile. Peace.